we're going to come up to our feet, but before we go into our shaky shaky, just to read our quote from our book, our quote for the day. But we can start because we're going to go right into that, right from there into our shaky shaky. So we can start coming up to our standing position. And just take a moment to have your feet a nice comfortable distance apart. So maybe hip distance, maybe a little bit wider. Letting the shoulders drop down the back. Just maybe taking a moment to close the eyes and drop into your body. And just feeling the body standing here this morning. And notice everything about that. Notice the weight of gravity on your body. That pull towards the earth. Notice the pressure in your feet as it holds the weight of your body. And where we feel that we're standing, do we stand more with the weight in the heels and the balls of the foot? Do the feet roll out or roll inwards? Are the knees straight? Do they bend? Are they locked? And how is our pelvis? Do the sit bones point slightly up and back, or they point down towards the floor, or are they more neutral? And how is the lower back? And the upper back, and do those shoulders droop forward, or are they neutral, or do they pull back with the chest wide open? How does the head sit above the neck and shoulders? Is there any tension in the face or the jaw or the eyes? And how does the breath feel in your whole body? And as we stand here, what else can we notice and observe that is happening right now within us? Can we observe ourselves from the inside out? And as you continue to breathe and observe, just to read this little few words from our book today. And it's actually a quote that's taken from the Satipatthana Sutta. And it says, "There is one thing, when cultivated and regularly practiced, leads to deep spiritual intention, leads to peace, to mindfulness and clear comprehension, leads to vision and knowledge. It leads to a happy life here and now, and to the culmination of wisdom and awakening." And what is that one thing? It is mindfulness centered on the body. Mindfulness centered on the body. For the body is the foundation where everything begins and everything ends. And sometimes we live from our neck up, just in our head, and we forget about the rest. The wisdom that is in our body, the enlightenment that can be found not up here somewhere, but when we dive deep into the dark woods of our body. So in our practice, as every day, as every practice, we cultivate this mindfulness of body, of sensation, of moving. So I wanted us to bring that into our shaky shaky this morning. So you can kind of wiggle and shake loose now. See if there's any tension that you're holding in the body. And I want us to go through this shaky shaky, but we're going to go through it piece by piece. All right. So let's start with our feet. Just by stomping your feet right to left. So you can really feel the floor beneath the toes. beneath the balls of the feet, beneath the heels of the feet. Feel the weight. You might even feel that thud underneath your feet, or the squishiness of your carpet or your mat. Feel your feet moving to the rhythm of the music. Now, as you move your feet, become aware of what's happening in your ankles. How do your ankles feel as you stomp your feet side to side? What's happening in your knees? Maybe we can move the knees a little bit more. Let them get involved. Yeah. Let your knees start to dance. And as you start to lead with your knees, how does that feel in your ankles and your feet? Perfect. Now lead with your hips. Bring more awareness to your hips. Let them move to the rhythm. Yes. However they want to move. Side to side, figure 8, back and forth. Try different movements of your hips, different directions. And then what happens to the rest of your body? What happens with your knees and your ankles, your feet? All right, now move from your whole spine. Your whole spine is moving. Oh, we ran out of song. We're going to play that again. Move from your whole spine. How does it feel when the whole spine moves? All directions the spine can move, side to side, forward and back. You can make circles. And as we're moving from our spine, notice what's happening in the rest of our body. The weight in your feet, the knees as they move, the hips. That deep experience of our body. Then lead with your arms and your shoulders. Just dancing with your arms and your shoulders, not caring about the rest, but you are still noticing the rest. The arms are leading. They're the center of the attention. But what is happening with the rest of the body? Cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness of the arms first, then the spine, and then the hips, the knees, and the feet. Great. And then the last part, the head. Let your head and neck move, deciding how to move through this rhythm of song, leading the rest of the body. In your eyes, in your smile, everything you do, earth, my body. Great. Now get your whole body moving. All of those pieces moving together. Your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, the spine, arms and shoulders, and even your head all together moving. So now there's a full awareness around the whole body. Perhaps. Good. Let's come back to stillness. Plug the feet into the ground, into the earth. Take a deep breath here. Maybe the eyes are closed. And then notice every sensation fluctuating through the body in this moment that arises. Everything that's moving through you. Maybe it could be a heaviness or a pulse. It could even be an ache. It could be a pleasurable feeling. It could maybe be an unpleasurable feeling. Just notice it all with a friendliness. And perhaps we notice the heart is beating a little more quickly, slowing down the breath a little more. Let's start to take our feet a little bit wider. Turn the toes out, turn the heels in. We're going to breathe in, reach the arms upwards to the sky. As we exhale, bring the hands down towards your heart and bend your knees. Wide, wide sumo squat. Your legs should be really wide. Inhale, push through the heels. Sweep the arms back up to the sky. Exhaling again, draw the hands down to the heart. Feel the weight sink down, down, down. Press through the heels and inhale, rise, straighten the legs. Good, let's do that twice more. Notice everything that happens in your body as you make that. How do your knees feel about that? Your thighs, your glutes, press through the heels, inhale, rise. And once more, exhale. Now we're gonna pause here. Pause here and try to lift the heart a little bit more higher towards your thumbs and point the tailbone, sit bones down. Feel the legs working. And then shift your weight over to the right side. Feel all the weight going towards the right leg. It should feel a lot warmer now. Shift your weight over to the left side. We're just gonna go back and forth, right and left. And I don't know about you, but I can feel the flash of heat starting to rise up through the body. The body is getting warm. Good. Shifting left to right. And the warmer our body gets, the more it is drawing on the resources like our breath and oxygen. So the more we breathe, the deeper we breathe. Maybe you can sink a little bit lower. Maybe those movements are big, maybe they're small. Listen to your body. Good, one more breath. Coming back through center, can you go even deeper, and then pause there. What signals, what messages are you getting from your body right now? So in the book, it talks about pain being our messengers. We often try to do everything we can to dull the pain, to ignore the pain, to medicate out the pain. But what is it trying to tell us? What is it trying to teach us? Press into your heels, inhale, reach up to the sky, breathe in, and then exhale, release the arms. We're gonna take our hands to our hips, turn our toes forward, heels turn out. Deep breath as we lift the heart, and then exhale as we come into our fold. Dropping the head, releasing the arms if we wish to. Maybe here, just a little sway. Again, letting the weight shift right to left. Let your head drop, let the back of the neck get nice and long. Beautiful. We're gonna come back up through center. So let's drop the weight into the heels. Let's roll ourselves up, soft bend in the knees. Start to engage your legs as you roll the body all the way up to our standing position. Lift the shoulders up, pull them back, head them down. Little circles. All right. We're gonna walk our feet in just a little bit more so we feel quite stable. Not together, but just so we feel stable. We're gonna take some twists. So you're gonna let your feet pivot to the right as we twist to the right. To the left as we twist to the left. And then just creating enough momentum so your arms are swinging right to left. Good. My friends from the 5 Tibetans know this one very well. And you want your arms to be so loose that they just kind of bang into the body now and again. And then feel everything. Start to feel from your feet. Notice what your feet are feeling as we make the twist. What your knees are feeling to make this twist. Notice your hips, how they move in this twist. The whole of your spine, awareness to the whole of your spine. To your arms, your shoulders, to the head and the neck. Whole body in your awareness. Hold your whole body in your awareness, and then come back to center. Oh. Fix your gaze on one point and let everything get settled and still within the body again. And notice that flush of feeling that arises. All right, let's take our feet nice and wide again. Toes are turned out, heels are turned in. 3 of those wide squats. We're gonna breathe in, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, bring your hands down to the heart center. Press through your heels, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down the heart, bend the knees, wide squat. Good, one more time, inhale. Exhale, hands are gonna come down to the heart, and then we're gonna pause. We're gonna take our hands to our thighs and lean into your hands. So the chest leans forward, and then push your hips, your butt back just a little bit. Good, all the weight you can feel in your hands pressing down into your thighs. Good, now use your hands to pull the knees open apart a little bit more. You should feel more of a stretch. Let's take a twist. Breath in, twist to the right, drop the left shoulder towards the floor, looking over the right shoulder. Use your left hand to press that left leg a little wider. Take one more full breath here. On our next inhale, we're going to come back through center and twist to the left. Drop the right shoulder to the floor. Press that right knee open, big stretch here. Hold for another breath. You should feel maybe stretch through that right inner thigh if you're pressing the right hand into that leg. Inhale. Now let's go with the breath. Exhaling to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center one more time. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop the chest, the head towards the floor. Press through your heels and roll yourself up. Take a moment as we come to standing upright. Let the arms drop by your sides. Eyes can stay open or close them if you feel balanced. And just notice the sensation that arises through the body. I apologize, that music's been a bit loud. I forgot to turn it down. All right, we're gonna do one more little sequence here. Is that better? Okay, one more little sequence here. Toes turned out, heels turned in. We're gonna bend the knees again. Boop. We're coming back into this wide sumo squat. All right, then we're gonna add a little side bend. The right arm reaches up to the sky, and we're gonna tip it over to the left side. Try to bring your forearm on top of that left thigh, reaching up from that right knee all the way to the right fingertips. From your elbow, can you stretch into your fingertips a little bit more? Straighten the forearm. Maybe that will enhance this stretch. One more breath. And then let's cartwheel it. Inhaling up, cartwheel it over to the other side. Right forearm falls to the right leg. Reaching up from that left knee all the way up to those left fingertips. Hold for another breath. All right, as we come up, we're going to straighten the legs. We're going to breathe in, come through center. Exhale, cartwheel over to the left side. Go deep into it. Inhale, straighten the legs, come up through center. Exhaling over. Good, once more, both sides. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhaling over. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Good, let's come up through center. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Let's turn the toes in, turn the heels out, and let's catch our hands behind our back. Press the knuckles down, roll the shoulders back. Take a pause here just to feel that across your chest, across the fronts of your shoulders. Maybe you're resting your hands on your sacrum. That's a possibility. Elbows can stay bent. Or press the knuckles toward the floor, straighten the arms and squeeze the elbows together. Now, before we go forward, notice what's happening in your feet. Where is the weight? When we spread it more evenly, the ball of the foot to the heel of the foot, and maybe even lift up slightly through the inner arches. One more breath. Get a little bit taller. As we exhale, fold forward. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Let the head bow and drop. Knuckles towards ceiling. Shoulder blades squeeze in. Finding our breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more here. Perfect. Let's release the hands. Come to the floor with our hands, but let's lift up halfway so we have a little lift. Turn the toes out, turn the heels in. Let's walk our hands toward the right side. Turn your chest towards the right thigh, towards the right knee. That might be enough, sinking into that left inner thigh. Or if you want to drop a little lower, drop your hips towards your heel. Pull those left toes off the floor. And one more breath there. We're going to lift ourselves up and come over to the other side, either walking our hands towards that left foot and just sinking into that right hip. Right leg stay straight. or sink down. Pull the toes up. Big, deep stretch. Find your breath. One more. And then let's walk ourselves all the way to the top of the mat. So come back through center. Pivot, turn yourself towards the front of the mat. And let's step back. Downward facing dog. Marching the legs, bending the knees one at a time. Letting the head drop. Spread the hands, the fingers nice and wide. Good. Let's take one more breath here in our downward facing dog. Beautiful. And let's come forward. Let's drop down to our knees and drop back into child's pose. Hips towards the heels. Let the forehead bow. Beautiful long breath into the back body. Forehead is heavy. Feel the ground beneath your body. All those points of contact. And let them get a little heavier. Breath rises into the back body. One more breath here. Okay, we're going to come up to all fours, onto our hands and knees, rising up, shoulders over the wrist. Let's come into our cat-cows, knees separated about hip distance apart. Breath in as we draw the shoulders back and pull the chest and heart forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, curl the tailbone under and press the floor away. Inhaling, cow pose. Exhaling into our cat stretch. Inhaling into cow. Exhale into cat. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, cow pose. Exhale, cow. One more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat stretch. Press the floor away. Lift the back towards the sky. And then back into our child's pose. Exhale, hips towards the heels. Melt the body down. Stretching out the back, stretching out the glutes, the buttocks. Perfect. One more breath here. On our next inhale, we're going to slowly rise back up to all fours, all the way up to our downward facing dog. The toes lift, the hips pull back. And then let's start to walk our feet towards our hands, slowly walking towards the top. As we get there, let the whole body fall forward, dropping into that stretch. And drop the weight into your heels. And let's roll the body up 1 vertebra at a time. Slow, slow, slow rise. Inhale, a big stretch and a yawn. And exhale, release the hands down by your side. Give the shoulders a little shrug. All right, so let's go into a little bit of movement now. Not that we haven't been moving already, but moving in our sun salutations and our flows, our standard flows. Let's breathe in as we reach the arms up to the sky. Big, long stretch. Exhale as we fold. Good. Inhale as we come up halfway. Exhale, fold, right leg steps back. Let's drop the knee all the way to the floor and just lift our gaze and lift our chest. Good. Keep the right knee on the floor. Press through your hands and slide the left leg back. Make it come into a straight line with the rest of your spine and back. Either point the toes or flex that left foot so your left leg is really active. And keep your leg low as your shoulders, as low as your pelvis. Good, yeah. It will make it a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger through your core and less of a back bend in your body. We're gonna reach the opposite arm forward. Reaching the right arm forward, pull in through the sides of the waist. Good, and if we keep our gaze down, we'll keep the neck nice and long. Notice your whole body here. All the sensations you're feeling in your body. Take one more breath. Beautiful. We're going to take the right hand down to the floor And let's come down to the right forearm. So we kind of tip over to our side. We're going to bring that left knee in toward the elbow. Squeeze it in. Lift it out to the side like a fire hydrant and then make a circle all the way around again. Let's do that 2 more times on this side. And then we're going to reverse it. And as we're moving again, our intention is to stay mindful and present to all the sensations that are arising with nothing but curiosity. Perfect. Noticing, awareness. Lift and extend, left leg goes back behind you. And then from here, can we come back onto the right hand, pivot the right foot off the mat and roll open. Left leg stays floating, left arm reaches to the sky. Reaching up, reaching up. Perfect. Now let's set the left foot down and take that left arm up and over the ear. Big side stretch. Perfect. Left hand comes back to the floor. Downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, pull back and stretch everything out. Let's come forward into our plank pose. Inhaling. Plank pose, shoulders over the wrists. Feel the weight in your hands. Exhale, lower down. Feel gravity pulling you towards the earth. Inhale, slide the heart open. Can you feel that stretching your thighs, the hip flexors? Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Coming back again. And just a moment here to breathe and be in our body. Breathe and be fully present in the body. Coming back home. One more breath. All right, let's lift the right leg to the sky. Scissor the leg up. We could bend the knee and roll the pelvis open if we wish. And let's step the right foot back through between the hands. Oops. Drop the left knee down onto the ground. Same sequence, other side. Inhale, we're going to rise up, reach the arms up to the sky. We didn't do that last time. I'll change it around. Lift your arms up to the sky. Lift the chest, lift the ribs. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to take the hands back to the floor. Stepping forward, left foot to the right. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, drop your head. Good. Let's rise all the way up, either roll or with a flat back. Inhale, coming all the way up to stand. Take a big stretch, root the feet down. And exhale, let's bring the hands back to the heart. Just a moment to honor, even give a little bow to this sacred body of ours. All the wisdom, all the secrets it contains. The path to peace, happiness is right here within these flesh and bones. Let's take one more breath. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, take a forward fold, hinging from the hips, coming down. Halfway lift. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left leg steps back. Let's bring that left knee to the floor. Drop it down. Lift your gaze and just sink your hips. Good. Feel the stretch through that left hip flexor. Perfect. Then we're going to keep that left knee down. Press through the hands and slide the right leg back. Firm the leg as soon as you get there, either pointing the toes or keeping the foot flexed. Nice and strong. Maybe we're going to squeeze around the buttock. And then extend the opposite arm. Noticing the change that happens when we extend that opposite arm. Reaching out, kicking back, finding breath. One more breath here. Perfect. Let's drop down to that left forearm. And then we're going to bring that right knee in toward the right elbow. Lift it up to the side and roll it around. Right knee towards right elbow, out to the side and circle it. One more time. And then reverse that direction. So take it back out to the side and around. And back out to the side and around. Good, and then keep it back, extend it back. Let's come back up to that left hand. Pivot the left foot off of your mat and roll open. So it's going to require a bit of stability, a bit of balance. Good, strengthen the body. Let's take the right toes to the floor, right foot lands, and reach and stretch the right arm up and over the ear. Breathing into the whole right side body. Let's take the right hand back to the floor, knees come back to the floor, and press the hips back for child's pose. Forehead is heavy, elbows, forearms, hips rooting back, whole body grounded. Use your breath to explore that back body a little bit more. All right, we're going to rise up into our downward facing dog. So inhaling to rise, tippy toes tuck, lift up, pull back. Let's come forward into our vinyasa, inhaling into our plank pose. Lower down your choice, nice and slow. Inhale, scoop the heart upwards, open up the chest, and exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers, open the palms. Feel and find the breath. Perfect. Let's lift the left leg to the sky. Scissor the leg. Maybe we bend the knee and open up the hips if that feels good. And then let's step that left foot forward through between the hands. We're going to drop the right knee down and inhale, rise. Reach the arms up to the sky. Lift out of the waist. Feel the stretch through that back right thigh. And then let's take our hands back to the floor. Stepping forward, give yourself space as the right foot joins the left. And then exhale, pull back into the fold. Pressing through the feet, inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale, bringing the hands back to heart center. Full breath here, inhaling. And exhale. Notice the full body from your feet all the way to the head. All right, let's come into another sequence here. Adding some twists this time. We're going to breathe in, stretch the arms up, reach up to the sky, and exhale, forward fold. Hinge from the hips, taking our bow. Halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, fold. Right leg steps back. Good, now we can either drop the knee or keep it lifted. We're going to sweep the left arm forward and reach it open to the sky. Good, let's do that twice more. Sweep it down to the floor, forward. Big inhale, twist open to the sky. Great, one more time. Sweep it forward. Big inhale, twist open, and pause here. Pause into the twist. And we sink a little bit more of the weight into that left foot, left hip, sinks down. And we lift the right side up a little higher, right hip, so the pelvis is more equal. And then twist a little bit more from the spine, from the ribs, from the chest. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's drop that left hand to the floor and then step it back into our plank pose. Pausing here. We're going to drop the left knee down, pivot the foot, and open back up. That beautiful side stretch. Right foot is rooted, right hand up and over the ear. Perfect. Then from here, we're going to come back. Right knee is going to come in by your left. Let's take the right arm underneath the left arm. Land the right shoulder to the floor. Perfect. Root down through your left hand and try to spin your chest towards the sky. Maybe we can wiggle the right arm across a little bit more and then take your favorite variation. It might be here as we are. It could be the variation of that left arm coming to tuck behind our lower back. It can be that variation where the left hand holds the top of the right and pulls that right arm across a little bit more. Wherever you are, breathing deeply. and find another breath. Let's slowly wiggle our way out of that. Unravel, unwrap. Maybe give the tail a little swish side to side. And then let's come back into our downward facing dog. Lift the hips, pull everything back. Perfect. And from here, let's sweep the right leg back up to the sky. Bend the knee if you wish. Open up the pelvis, a little twist in the body. And then stepping the right foot through between the hands. Either lower the knee down or keep it lifted. We're coming back into our lunge, just sweeping the arms straight up to the sky. Good, lifting up through that back hip, lifting up through the ribs, the heart, the chest, finding the breath. And let's take the hands back down to the floor. Step it forward, give yourself space, try to elongate the spine, and then exhale, fold. And pressing through the feet. Inhale, rise. Reach up. And exhale, bring your hands back to heart center. Deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale. All right. Same thing, second side. Breath in. Sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold. Coming back through. Stay in your body. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Left leg steps back. We can either drop the knee down or keep it lifted. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Make a big circle all the way around and drop it down. Inhale, forward. Around and drop it down. One more time. This one, we're going to hold it at the top. Hold the twist. Again, feel the weight sinking down into the right leg, the right hip. Lifting up the left hip more brightly. And then keep the pelvis there and try to twist just with the upper body, the ribs, spine. One more breath. Right hand comes back to the floor. Right foot steps back, finding your plank pose. Pausing in that plank. And let's drop the right knee, pivot the right foot. Open up into our side stretch. Left arm up and over the ear. And press the pelvis slightly forward, leaning slightly back. Now from here, this is turning into our twist on all fours. So we're going to pull the left leg in, drop the knee down. That left arm sweeps under, lands on the floor underneath the right arm. Take a moment if you need to adjust yourself in any way. Press through the right hand. Spin the chest towards the sky. Find your breath there. And choose your favorite variation. Maybe that hand comes behind the lower back. Maybe the right hand stacks on top of the left. Letting the breath be deep. One more full breath here. Beautiful. Then let's unravel ourselves, coming back up to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips into our downward facing dog, pulling up and back. Left leg will rise into the sky. Either keep it lifted or bend the knee and open up the pelvis. Perfect. Let's step it through. Left foot through between the hands. Remember, you are more than welcome to drop your back knee or keep it lifted and rise. Reach the arms to the sky. Root down into the feet, into the legs. Lift and lengthen. One more breath. Perfect. Let's come down. Hands to the floor. Step it forward. Inhale. Lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Pressing through the feet. Inhale. Let's rise up. And exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Take a moment to breathe. Find the breath. And then release the arms down. Give your shoulders a shrug. Perfect. So we're going to finish with a balancing pose. And it's going to be half moon pose, but we're going to get into it in a different way. So you could have your block nearby that you're going to have maybe starting on its highest level. We'll put it right in front of the right foot, slightly towards the pinky edge. So more towards the pinky edge of your right foot. And in front, so about 1 block distance in front. All right, so we're getting into it in a more of an unusual way. A little bit more challenging, but will hopefully draw all of our attention into our body. Whenever we find ourselves getting stuck in our head, we're living from our neck up, just do something that's going to draw you intensely into your body, whether that's dancing, shaking it around, balancing. It takes a lot of focus and concentration. Just practicing yoga, just something that's going to bring us into our body once again, out of our head. All right, so from here, let's reach the arms forward in line with our chest and our shoulders. Turn the right palm upwards towards the sky. And then we're going to shift the weight into the right foot. Feel how all the weight shifts to the right leg. Your left leg is so light that we can just lift up the foot. Keep the leg firm and slide the left leg back behind you. Now pause when you go just about 1/4 of the way. Good, and then take that left arm and sweep it back. Right arm is still extended. Can we reach that left arm back behind us? And can you feel the equal amounts of weight in your front hand and in your back hand, in your back leg, but also the weight of gravity in your front arms? So they keep you balanced. They weigh about the same. And then looking down towards the floor, towards the block, bend the right knee a little bit if you need to. And don't worry if you fall a few times. Can we start to tip forward? Maybe just making the journey towards the block, or maybe the hand comes all the way to the block. Can we keep the weight balanced through the back foot, through that front foot, front hand? Good. Reach the left arm up to the sky, brighten up through the back leg. That's amazing. You guys are doing so good. Yes, wiggles and balances on all. One more breath. And then drop the left foot. Come back up to stand. Give it a shake. Not easy coming into it that way. You definitely took the hard road. Sometimes the harder roads, paths left less traveled, have the best views. Okay, let's come to the other side. Move your block around, pinky edge of your left foot. Let's start with those hands coming in front of the chest and shifting the weight into our left leg. Don't rush. Turn the left palm up towards the sky. Feel how that whole shoulder rolls. Feel the weight shifting into the left leg and start to slide the right leg back. And then eventually that right arm will slide back too. Just feel for a moment where your center of gravity is. How somehow there's a balance happening to keep us upright. Then shift your gaze. Doesn't have to be to the block, but down towards the floor. Then start to tip your body. Good. Don't go too fast with the front side of your body and leave behind the back, or else that will throw us off balance. You have to move as if they're one piece. Notice everything that's happening. Notice the foot, the ankles, the knees, the hips, what's happening in your spine, in your shoulders, in your head, in your neck, whole body. And then let's lift ourselves up. Step the right foot back to the ground. Let's give it a shake. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Beautiful. All going to come down onto the ground now. So bringing our feet about hips distance. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath. Exhale, let's take our forward fold. Hinge from the hips, taking your bow. We're going to drop our hips towards our heels, coming into crouching pose. And can you keep your chin tucked towards your chest, your forehead towards your knees? And breathe here. And then slowly, we're going to roll down onto our back. However you feel most comfortable, coming down to your seat. And then coming down onto our back. And take a big stretch and a yawn. The arms up and overhead. And hugging your knees into your chest. Perhaps a little rock forward and back. Now we'll take the knees apart and wide. Circle them around a couple of times. Go apart and then back together. Apart and back together. And then reverse those circles the opposite direction. Perfect. And then let's pause with the knees apart. And bringing our hands over to our ankles and just release the feet. They've done some work today. Circles for the ankles, for the both directions. And then grabbing hold of the edges of your feet, lift the soles of your feet upwards towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Sink the pelvis down, drop back through the shoulders, through the back of your head. Allow the breath to deepen in your belly. Let's take one more breath here. Happy baby pose. Now we're going to cross the right leg all the way over on top of your left leg. And then grab hold of your knees and draw the knees in toward the chest. And that might be more than enough. You might be getting a lot of sensation already in that outer right hip. If your hands can reach your shins, pull your shins in towards your shoulders and chest. Pull them in. And of course, if you can reach your feet, then pull your feet up towards your shoulders. So it's wherever you can reach comfortably. Draw that up and in towards the shoulders and chest. Relax through the upper body, relax the face, and breathe into all that sensation you're feeling in the hips. And slowing down, deepening the breath. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Perfect. Then we're going to unwind the legs, come back into happy baby pose, the nice wide open stance position. But this time from happy baby pose, we're going to slide our hands towards the knees or the shins, and then extend your legs outwards to a wide V. So kicking the heels, the legs straighten, wide V shape. Perfect. And then we're going to wrap that left leg around the right. And then same thing, hug either the knees in toward the chest, and that might be enough. Grab hold of your shins and drop them in. Or reach for your feet. Try to root through the sacrum. Drop through the pelvis. Breathe, breathe, breathe deeply. Good. Feeling all that sensation. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Then we're going to unravel, bring your feet to the floor and take them to the edges of your mat. So nice and wide. Let's open the arms. Dropping the knees to the left and press the hips slightly forward towards the sky. Feel that stretch all the way down the right thigh, the right hip. Breathe into that space. And then the other side, knees come up and over, dropping to the right, hips press forward. Maybe that's perfect, but we can press a little bit more. And let's bring the knees back to the sky. And then you have a couple of options. We can stay here and just melt the body into our Shavasana pose. Or if you like to finish in your seat, come up to your seat. But wherever you are, most important is to come back into the body. Relax the body, soften the shoulders, soften the eyes, and feel the ground beneath your body again. And of course, put on your layers if you're chilly. And coming back home to the body. We're learning how to pay attention to the body. That's really where wisdom and enlightenment come. To be the best version of ourselves, to be our highest self, the self that doesn't just react to life, but moves through life from a place of higher perspective. It all starts with understanding that the roots of most things are found in the body. That when we have a thought, it often comes from a sensation that first arises in the body. We get a pleasant, pleasurable feeling in our body, and then we start to have thoughts trying to comprehend what is happening to make us feel this way. Likewise, we may have an uncomfortable feeling. So then our mind starts to create stories of what is causing us this discomfort. And so understanding and being very aware of our bodies helps us to better understand our thoughts and our minds, our reaction. First, we cultivate awareness to body. So just noticing our bodies as we sit here on the floor, and notice whether you're warm or cold. And go to a place in your body that is sensing temperature right now. Cold temperature or warm temperature. To one place in your body that can sense temperature right now. And bring all of your attention there. And what does that temperature actually feel like? Because our thought is that, oh, that's warm, oh, that's cold. But when we go into that sensation, what does it actually feel like to be warm or to be cold? And sometimes a funny thing happens when we observe something, it becomes neutral, almost like it fades away. And bring your attention now to another place in your body that's experiencing a strong sensation, whatever that may be. Bringing all your attention there. And then observe it carefully with full attention. Does it change? Does it get more intense? Does it get more dull? Our bodies are always communicating with us. What is your body communicating to you right now? It could be that you're hungry. Could possibly be that you're at peace. Maybe you're feeling your tummy a little bit tight and constricted. Maybe that's nervousness. And just like a child that falls and bumps their knee, sometimes they don't need any fixing. They don't need the Band-Aid. They just need someone to notice them, someone to see. That can be likened to how the body is. Sometimes it doesn't need so much fixing or changing or even healing. It just needs us to recognize, to notice, and to see. And is there anywhere else in your body that is calling for your attention in this moment? To not do anything to change, but just to be seen. And then finally coming back to your breath. And on your next inhale, take a big yawn and stretch, reaching the hands upwards to the sky and drawing your hands down to your heart to close the energy of our practice. Giving yourself a bow. And thank you so much for your practice, for your presence, for your energy this morning. Have a very beautiful day. Namaste.